Welcome back to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. And today I would like to talk to you about another underrated film. It might be a controversial one, but I actually thought it was a very good film. It's currently available on Hulu. I think now it's labeled as a Hulu original. And I saw early screening of it, and I thought it was very, 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 very good, but very propaganda at the same time, especially towards the end. Now, I tend to notice when you're watching certain films, when it deals with very serious topics, I'm noticing at the end, like the very end of the film, it gets so political and propaganda. It literally just feels like a propaganda piece, like a preaching. But the reason why I believe, like I'm giving this an underrated status, is that the way how the film was constructed and the direction, the way this movie build itself to be, and it was very intense film. I'm talking about How to Blow Up a Pipeline. 2022. Okay, so it came out 20. So it was May 2022. Came out last year because I remember seeing it last year. And I'm gonna just straight up with you. I like this film. I really like this film. This is not your average action film. In fact, it's probably one of the most realistic action movies I've seen. Because the film doesn't really rely on action per se. It's a thriller. It's a very intense thriller drama with a few minor little action moments here and there until it builds up. And the film centers on a group of environmentalists who plans on destroying a pipeline that is, well, creating toxins in the air that causes, cancers and other unhealthy predicaments. Which I like to mention, one of the characters actually succumbed to um, terminal illness because of the pipelines of the company that they're trying to go against with. So you have a group of characters in the film. This is how the film is constructed. It puts you in the moment of the characters about to prepare up, taking out this pipeline. And the movie flashes back to each character's motive, how they got involved in this mission, and the risk that they're willing to take to do it. So it's like it builds up each moment of the of a sequence, and then it flashes back to one of the characters of why they got into the into this mission. And it does that for almost every single character involved in this mission. And it might annoy some. When I watched it, I thought it was bold instead of just playing all the characters and slowly building it up, and then you know, it actually feels like is constantly tricking you into leading certain moments, because there's certain moments they build it up so good and intense, it literally had you at the edge of my seat. I was at the edge of my seat. And this film, honestly, I have this director Daniel Goldharber direct the next Sicario, man, because the way he directs this movie is shockingly intense. It's probably one of the most intense films I've seen in a very, very, very long time. And I'm not saying that it's out of the blue. I'm dead serious. I haven't seen a film that literally had me at the edge of my seat. I mean, besides The Killer, um, with the fight scene. But here, I'm telling you, the whole movie literally had you at the edge of your seat. It does slow down a bit when those character arcs, those flashbacks start to take in. because when when the sequences are there of them on the pipeline um site, you don't have time to learn about the characters because they're on the mission, but that's what the flashbacks are there. Then, well, I won't get into it because I'm trying to be careful what I say, how I say it, and I feel like the more I say will dive more into political terms, which could strike me down on YouTube. I don't want to do that. But like I said, the ending though does get preachy propaganda. And I wouldn't say it takes me out, but it does kind of get you, it does get you to think, but also it does just become a little bit preachy and I don't know. Like when the movie was over, it felt like one of those posters of I want you to join to, it felt like that literally popped up in my mind when the movie was over. That's what I thought. But also I guess there was a little concerning thing and I actually have to agree and I remember watching the review of Chris Scores's film thread about this film. Now I don't necessarily believe it promotes acts of terrorism. I don't believe that, but it does. I think that the film maybe didn't handle that the best way, especially it does feel anti. It does feel anti of what they're doing in the film. Because it does feel like it could trigger a lot of people, give a lot of people ideas about activities of replicating events in the film or just doing something. Okay, it does feel like that. It felt like the message could be taken literally. And I think that's where the controversy of this film might lie into. I'm not sure, but for me, I really enjoyed the hell out of this. I really think this is one of Neon's best movies. In fact, I think this is literally one their the first action film that they've done. I don't know what the budget on it was, but I can tell you it was low, and I love the approach of how they went with this film, make it kind of grainy and gritty. And I do recommend it if you have Hulu or if you're looking for like a very intense thriller. I highly recommend it. How to Blow Up a Pipeline. Have you seen it? Comment below. Let me know if you have, and let me know what is your favorite underrated movie.